Good morning, everyone. I am Riya Sinha, your SST teacher.
Today we are going to continue chapter number 7 of geography, that is human environment, settlement, transport and communication.
In this chapter, we will discuss about types of settlement and what do you mean by the term settlement, types of transport and communication. See the chapter. In chapter 1, you all have already learned that early human beings depend entirely on nature for food, clothing, and shelter. But with time, they learned new skills to grow food, build homes, and develop better means of transport and communication. So, in this way, they modified the environment where they lived. Settlements are places where people build their homes. Early human beings lived on trees and in caves. So, when they started to grow crops, it became necessary to have a permanent home. The settlement grew near the river valleys as water was available and land was fertile. So, with the development of trade, commerce, and manufacturing, human settlements became larger. Settlement flourished and civilization developed near river valleys, like a civilization that grew along the banks of river Indus, Tigris, Nile, and Ganges. See, basically, in this para, we have discussed that settlements are places where people build their homes. And the place where a building or a settlement develops is called its site. Basically, the natural condition for selection of any ideal site are favorable climate, availability of water, suitable land, and fertile soil. So, wherever these conditions are available, people generally used to even want to live there because everyone wants favorable climate to live. Everyone need availability of water to sustain, suitable land, and obviously fertile soil for cultivation. So settlement can be permanent or temporary. Settlement which are occupied for a short time are called temporary settlement. Like if anyone want to do certain kind of job in a particular city for a short duration, then obviously he is not going to be settled there for a very long time, so that one is known as temporary settlements. So the people living in deep forests, hot and cold deserts, and mountains often dwell in such temporary settlements. They practice hunting, gathering, shifting cultivation, and transhumance. However, more and more settlements today are permanent settlement. So in this settlement people build homes to live in. So basically, there is a term transhumans. Transhumans is a seasonal movement of people who rear animals move in search of new pastures according to changes in seasons. So this is transhumans. See, it was uh, Mary's birthday party. She and her friends were waiting for Gurpreet to arrive so that Mary could cut the cake. At last, Gurpreet arrived, tired, coughing, and wheezing. She explained that the traffic jam was terrible. Mary's mother, Mrs. Thomas, patted Gurpreet's back and sighed. Oof, the pollution in our city. Prasad had recently come from his village. He asked, "Why do we have such traffic jams and such pollution in the cities?" The number of vehicles is increasing day by day due to the growing population in the cities. Mary's father, Mr. Thomas, replied. Mary asked, "Then why are people coming to the cities?" Her mother replied, "They come looking for jobs, better education, and medical facilities. Mary further inquired, if you so many people keep coming to cities, where will all the people live? Mr. Thomas said, that is why you see so many slums and squatter settlements where people stay in congested and unhygienic conditions. Shortage of power and water supply are common problems in the cities. Prasad said, our villages may not have big cinema halls, well equipped schools, and good hospitals, but we have lot of open spaces and fresh air to breathe in. When my grandfather was sick, we had to rush him to the city hospital. So, from the above conversation, we can identify two different pictures of settlement, the rural and the urban settlement. Because this whole conversation is based on the comparison of urban and rural settlement. The villages are rural settlement where people are engaged in activities like agriculture, fishing, forestry, craftswork, and trading, etc. Rural settlement can be compact or scattered. A compact settlement is a closely built area of dwellings wherever flat land is available. In a scattered settlement, dwellings are spaced over an extensive area. So, this type of settlement is mostly found in hilly tracts, thick forests, and regions of extreme climate. In rural areas, people build houses to suit their environment. In regions of heavy rainfall, they have slanting roofs, places where water accumulates in the rainy season, and houses are constructed on a raised platforms or stilts. Thick mud walled houses with thatched roofs are very common in areas of hot climate. Local materials like stones, mud, clay, straw, etc. are used to construct houses. But the towns are small and the cities are larger urban settlements. So, in urban areas, the people are engaged in manufacturing, trading, and services. See the next topic, that is transport. Transport is the means by which people and goods move. In the early days, it took a great deal of time to travel long distances. People had to walk and used animals to carry their goods. But the invention of wheel made transport easier, and with the passage of time, different means of transport developed. But even today, people use animals for transport. So, in our country, donkeys, mules, bullocks, and camels are common. In the Andes Mountains of South America, llamas are used, as are yaks in Tibet. So, the early traders from other countries used to take several months to reach India. They took either the sea route or the land route. So, aeroplanes have made travel faster, and now it takes only 6 to 8 hours to travel from India to Europe. And modern means of transport thus saves times and energy also. So, with the passage of time, new development has done, and because of these development, the time becomes less to travel in any part of the world. The four major means of transport are roadways, railways, waterways, and airways. See the four major means of transport: roadways, railways, waterways, and airways. Today we will start from roadways. The most commonly used means of transport, especially for short distances, are roads, obviously. They can be metalled, known as pakka, and unmetalled, known as kacha. So the plains have a dense network of roads. Roads have also been built in terrains like deserts, forests, and even high mountains. So basically, roads are most commonly used means of transport, basically for short distances, and they can be of two types, metalled and unmetalled. They have also been built in different terrains like deserts, forests, and even high mountains. Manali Leh highways in the Himalayan mountains is one of the highest roadways in the world. Roads built underground are called subways or underpath. Flyovers are built over raised structures. Next topic is railways. The railways carry heavy goods and people over long distances quickly and cheaply. The invention of the steam engine and the industrial revolution helped in speedy development of rail transport. Diesel and electric engines have largely replaced the steam engines. In place of super fast trains have been introduced to make the journey faster. The place, sorry, the railway network is well developed over the plain areas. Advanced technological skills have enabled laying of railway lines in difficult mountain terrains also. But these are much fewer in number. Indian railway network is well developed and it is the largest in Asia. See the Trans-Siberian Railway. The Trans-Siberian Railway is the longest railway system connecting St. Petersburg in western Russia to Vladivostok on the Pacific coast. This is important. You all have to learn this one about Trans-Siberian Railway. Okay, see the next topic, waterways. As you all have learned that since early days, waterways were used for transportation. Waterways are the cheapest for carrying heavy and bulky goods over long distances. They are mainly of two types, inland waterways and sea routes. Navigable rivers and lakes are used as inland waterways, and some of the important inland waterways are the Ganga Brahmaputra river system, the Great Lakes in North America, and the River Nile in Africa. These are the important inland waterways, Ganga Brahmaputra river system, the Great Lakes in North America, and the River Nile in Africa. Sea routes and oceanic routes are mostly used for transporting merchandise and goods from one country to another. These routes are connected with the ports, and some of the important ports of the world are Singapore and Mumbai in Asia, New York, Los Angeles in North America, Rio de Janeiro in South America, Durban and Cape Town in Africa, Sydney in Australia, London and Rotterdam in Europe. So these are the some of the important ports of the world. Next topic and the next mode of transport is airways, which is the fastest way of transport developed in early 20th century. It is also the most expensive due to high cost of fuels obviously. Air traffic is adversely affected by bad weather like fog and storms. So it is the only mode of transport to reach the most remote and distant areas, especially where there are no roads and railways. Helicopters are extremely useful in most inaccessible areas and in time of calamities for rescuing people and distributing food, water, clothes, and medicines. Some of the important airports are Delhi, Mumbai, New York, London, Paris, Frankfurt, and Cairo. So these are the important mode of transport. Okay, see. Uh, Next topic, communication. Communication is the process of conveying messages to others. If we are talking to each other, if I'm conveying anything or any message to you, then I'm communicating with you. So, with the development of technology, humans have devised new and fast modes of communication. Basically, a figure is given here, figure 7.10, in which progress in the means of communication is given. First, if someone is talking with any other person, then he or she is conveying any message directly to that particular person. After some time, uh, um, some people used pigeons or any other animals to communicate with any other person who is far away or living in a distant place. After that, we used to post letters to for conveying to each other, then newspapers, and now in today's time we are seeing a lot of things are there for communication, like television, phones, mobile phones, uh, computers. So all these things are means of communication. So the advancement in the field of communication has brought about an information revolution in the world. Different modes of communication are used to provide information, to educate, as well as to entertain. So, through newspapers, radio, and television, we can communicate with a large number of people. So, all those means of communication through which we can communicate with a large number of people, they are called mass media. Because at a time we used to communicate through a mass, not with a particular person only. So, that's why all these things, newspapers, radio, and television, are known as mass media. The satellites have made communication even faster. Satellites have helped in oil exploration, survey of forest, underground water, mineral wealth, weather forecast, and even disaster warning also. Now we can send electronic mails or emails through internet. Wireless telephonic communications through cellular phones have become very popular today. Even we can't imagine our life without it. So internet not only provides us with worldwide information and interaction, but has also made our lives more comfortable. Now we can reserve tickets for railways, airways, and even cinemas and hotels sitting at home. And with this kind of interconnectivity of people, services, and institutions across the world, we are a large global society now. So that's it. We have completed the explanation part of this chapter. Hope you all understood it well. Try to read the chapter thoroughly, go through it. Thank you, and have a nice day.